talk to the doctor in front of your name.
Literally just a day. Um,
Mm-hmm.
going back to what you were saying, because you literally hit the nail on the head when discussing like the intrusiveness sometimes of family members.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot
Mm-hmm.
of times that comes from, again, like in childhood, you might have had a certain role in your family, right? So every
Yeah.
family member has a specific role, and they're still expecting you to function in that same role
Mm-hmm.
when you come home every holiday. They still see you as, that's just a little
The
pumpkin.
little kid,
Yeah,
they be like, I'm not 9 years old
junior.
anymore, right?
Right,
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
right.
Or you may feed into that and you don't even realize that you do it unless you bring somebody else home with you that's a friend or somebody that you're
Mm,
dating and they go, "Ooh, you become like a little kid in front of your family." And you're
that
like,
part.
"What you talking about? No, I don't. I'm grown." Okay, are you grown? Okay, go tell your mama no. I ain't gonna tell her no. No. I ain't gonna, you go tell her no. Can you ask her for me? Okay, there we go. Right? Because we haven't learned how to meet each other and our families, especially the
Mm,
the older generations, have not learned and also believe that it's disrespectful for us to show
yes.
up as adults. So they never learn how to transition. Yes, you are still my parent, but you are not parenting me any longer. And our relationship
Ooh,
now is as two adults. And our parents oftentimes never meet the adult that we are. They just see us as their kid. They'll even come to our own houses and treat us like children in our houses that they
right.
don't pay no bills for. Okay? And we will let them. We will let them. Right? It's just the way it works if we don't get it together.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
how can we empower people when they do go back home and they're around their
Mhm.
families and they feel like my family still sees me as this child. I can't set
Yeah.
boundaries without it seeming as disrespectful to the elders.
Yeah. Well, I like to teach people that they can recover from feeling disrespected. And
Mm,
sometimes they can recover and we can have a conversation that will change that. So, a little temporary discomfort by holding a boundary, you will feel so much better dealing with them feeling disrespected than you will feel the rest of the year about you feeling how you feel about having betrayed yourself.
that's good.
Right. And so you have to pick your poison oftentimes. If part of your risk reduction says I'm going, okay, so if I'm going, what do I absolutely not want to experience as my deal breaker?
Mm,
Okay, I don't want to feel like I betrayed myself. I don't want to feel like I bit my tongue when they stepped on that button again. So it's how do we handle those things so that all right, I know they're going to do that and I know they're going to do that and I can even deal with that even though that works my nerves. But I am not going to tolerate this. And they're going to know. And even if sometimes the deal breaker just says, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen because it doesn't matter. You don't have to get rah-rah. You don't have to
right.
go in on nobody. You don't have to actually be disrespectful, right? You just simply have to assert a boundary to say, we're not going to talk about that today, right? Or
Period.
let me tell you what's off limits, or you're choosing to invite that person and it's your house and I can't tell you who to have at your house. I'm fine with that, but please don't expect me to hold a conversation,
Mm,
right?
that's good.
And if they attempt to, because see, sometimes, especially as parents, the hard part about parents, they just want their kids to get along.
Yeah.
Come on, say hi to your brother. You can look and walk right on away.
Mm,
Just because they're asking you to or volunteering you to, don't mean that you have to RSVP and show up for that invitation.
yeah.
You are completely in control of yourself. And sometimes with consistency, you have to teach people that you don't live there anymore, right?
Yes.
I'm not my 20-year-old self anymore. I
Hmm.
know, Mom, I know that you would really like for us to be able to get along, but that's just not going to be possible.
Mm,
Doesn't change my love for you, doesn't change my love for this family, but he and I will never have a relationship.
mm.
And then you just kind of have to hold firm to that. You don't have to give explanation. You don't have to debate. You don't have to argue. Girl, when y'all gonna have some kids? I'm waiting. You're not gonna make me a grandma. If I choose to have kids and when I become pregnant and decide to tell you, you will know. Well, I'm
Yeah.
just saying, they can say whatever they want to. You do not have to engage. And so I love to tell my clients everything requires two things: your presence and your
Yes.
participation.
Yeah.
You can remove one or both anytime you choose to. So how do you stay connected to yourself even while you're interconnected with your family? How do you stay connected with yourself? Because your number one job during the holiday and every day before and after is to take care of you.
The doctor in front of your name.